beautiful Gemini, welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with a little bonus reading. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for your wonderful likes, shares and subscribes. I am truly grateful for your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about to pertain to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings. I do not take your money, e-gifts, donations. I'm not on Facebook, WhatsApp, PayPal, Telegram or Patreon. I'll never ask you for your credit card details and I'll never ask you for personal details either. So if anyone masquerading as me asks you for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Gemini, this is a little bonus reading to coincide with the full moon eclipse, which was in Scorpio. We should still be feeling that energy for the next 2 weeks, so we'll see how it will be affecting you as well. But this is a little bonus reading about what your guides want you to be aware of, okay? Now, during this time, this full moon eclipse in Scorpio that occurred only a couple of hours ago, you should be feeling a little bit more emotional than usual because this sort of full moon eclipse promotes healing. It promotes letting go any emotions, anger, anything that you've been holding on to. It's all about forgiveness, letting it go and letting it flow. Okay, easier said than done, I know, but this moon in particular actually sort of influences us to process things that are no longer required in our life, okay? Also, you should feel a little bit more clarity, a lot more focus and concentration as you move throughout the week because of the influences from that as well, okay? They want me to go one more, so I will. Now, normally they've been asking me for 3, but they've asked me to shuffle one more time, so there we go. We got the one who flies, the one who avenges, the one who begins, the one who creates, and the one who doubts, okay? So I'm going to get all your cards first before I start your reading. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Gemini? What do they need to know? Can you please guide them for their highest good? What are they meant to see? Okay, we've got Wheel of Fortune energy, we've got the Devil card energy, we've got the Death card. They want one more, so I will give it. We've also got the Emperor. Okay, now my guides are telling me that during the full moon eclipse or thereabouts, the last couple of days, you'll feel the energy as we move closer to it, and we've just gone through it, so you should be feeling sensitivity around your throat chakra, okay? So you may feel like a little bit sensitive in that area, perhaps even a bit of a sore throat, or even you know, finding the words for things. It's almost like you may feel a little bit like restricted in that area because your sign is a sign of communication, and when it comes to full moons, especially eclipses, it tends to be, you know, all the energy sort of rising up and being processed and released, but it's like maybe not even being able to find the words for things to really communicate because the experiences are so intense or the emotions are so intense. So just so you're aware, okay? Thank you so much, Spirit Guides. Okay. Now, we also have the Hierophant, Justice, some major arcanas here for you, which indicates, you know, there's some radical changes occurring in your life, things that are destined to change. We've got the Two of Swords, 5 of Wands, we've got the Queen of Pentacles, we've also got 6 of Pentacles, the Page of Swords, and we've got the 9 of Swords. Okay, so my guides are, straight off the bat, my guides are telling me how dedicated you are to the things that you want to achieve. You're not the sort of person who just says you're going to do something and then sits back and hopes it occurs or, you know, comes towards you. You actually focus really hard on gaining whatever it is you're trying to achieve. You've got a lot of drive, a lot of ambition, and not this sort of ambition, because sometimes the word ambition can feel like a dirty word. It's not ambition that you would step over other people to get to where you want to go. It's like intense focus, okay? You've got entrepreneurial skills, Even if you don't want to be an entrepreneur, you want to work for a company, I feel like you know what you want and you go after it. Sometimes you go after it where you don't see anything else. It's almost like it becomes tunnel vision. So if it starts to become obsessive, they really want you to be aware that creating balance in your life is important. Finding that balance between work and life, because I feel like there may be something in your world right now where it's felt like you've been stuck in a rut. Things have been like in a repetitive cycle, maybe even like a routine that you thought it's difficult to get out of, and you're trying to find a way to create more enjoyment in your world. Your guides are showing me that the time will be right when things start to come back into balance for you and you can focus a little bit more on me time. But right now you may be focusing on, for example, creating a financially secure future, or because they give me the word prepared. So it's almost like you're preparing yourself, you're working really hard, maybe preparing yourself for some sort of move or something like that. So we will go deeper on the cards now and see what else is coming towards you. We've got the one who flies. Okay, so it says dare, do, reach. And I know it says she who flies. This is a beautiful deck there, the L Key Oracle deck. And male or female, this is not a gender specific reading, so I'm just changing the word to the one who rather than she who, so that I'm inclusive. Okay, so we got the one who flies, dare, do, reach. And this is about your courage. This is about you being really bold, to have that unstoppable spirit where you can achieve anything you want, anything you desire. You're also got strong visions that you're capable of achieving success in many different forms. So whatever you turn your hand to, thank you so much, I'm so grateful. Sorry, they just gave me something. I'm just going to park it there for a moment. Whatever you turn your hand to, you are really good at it. Just naturally, instinctively, you're really good at it. But you may describe yourself as this sentence that they gave me right now, which is jack of all trades, master of none. That's not true. They want you to be aware that's not true. You need to have a bit more compassion with yourself, because you're actually really successful in your own right, and you don't give yourself enough credit for how far you've come, is what they're indicating. So sometimes when we've got negative self-talk, like, I mean, jack of all trades means you're really good at everything you turn your hand at. But master of none suggests that you haven't quite accomplished what you want or where you want to be, or that you're not in command or in some way. But, okay, thank you so much. I'm so grateful. They're showing me, they're showing me an image of it looks like a Roman warrior type person. Okay, they just corrected me, said centurion. It's a centurion. So either centurion is important to you in some way. I mean, it could be a logo of a centurion. It's like a, pardon me if I'm getting it wrong, but it's like a Roman kind of like warrior who's got very interesting hair piece on top of the helmet. It's like bristles. I want to say it's like in a semicircle kind of energy. Sorry, a semicircle shape, not energy, but I'm getting this, I mean, either centurion, as they've given me the word as well to go with the image, is important to you. I mean, it could be the name of a company that you're setting up. It could be the name of a company that you work for. It could be the name of a place, or maybe you just watched a movie on centurions. I'm not really sure. If that doesn't connect to you, it can mean that you're being a warrior in your own world, and you're fighting for something, and you're holding true to your vision. You're not going to give up. This indicates here that you're going to be successful. You're going to elevate, okay? The one who flies, because you're bold enough to. You've got a lot of great ideas. You are a visionary, Gemini. You're always a sign of the visionary. King of Swords energy tends to be your energy, which is someone who thinks before they act, but they are visionaries. They see the future, and they activate and accomplish. So I feel like you're either daring to do something or daring to commit yourself to something that you've been fighting for a while. And I feel like you're going to accomplish it. There's a lot of success here. The Emperor tells me that you're going to, whatever plan that you've developed is actually going to be successful. Okay, it's going to come to fruition. Also, they're showing me that because you're a sign of duality, there's moments where you find that you may feel impatient to activate or act on something, but it's like the other side of you sort of pulls you right back. And sometimes you have this like push and pull energy within yourself, where for a couple of days you may feel a little bit unbalanced. So it's during those moments that they want you to find some way to come back to source, or meditate, find a spiritual practice that really brings you back into balance, okay? So they just want you to be aware of that. Now, they're also indicating that because you have such a, now don't shoot the messenger when I say this is not going to resonate for everyone, but they're saying that you have an addictive personality, okay? So you, as in you attract a lot of people, but also you attract a lot of, you get attached to things or cycles. So it can mean that you attract people who have, for example, I don't know, addictions like alcohol, substance abuse, or something like that, or you yourself have walked that path and now you're committing to a healthier lifestyle or to spirituality. They're just indicating that this was something, a part of your path. And if you're not the sort of person who has dabbled in that sort of area in life, they are indicating that you tend to attract people like that, even if it's just for advice. They're indicating because you are a sign of duality and you're very open-minded, your guides are really actually, they're so proud of how open-minded you are, because being that sign of duality, you want to understand all aspects of life. You don't like just dwelling in the, you know, if there was like black and white, you just don't like dwelling in the black or the white. You want to experience the gray. You want to see the in-between. So they're really indicating here that you may be drawn to different lifestyles in order to learn, in order to form character, is what they're showing me. And that's why you may have met people from all walks of life who bring challenge. That's what they're showing me, bring challenge. So just so you're aware. But you are meant to walk this path so that you elevate and rise up. Okay, so for example, it doesn't have to be alcohol or substance abuse. It can be codependency. It can be, you know, obsessive people who come into your life and are obsessed with your energy, or you become obsessed with people's energy as well. So I feel like it's a push and pull energy that also, I feel like your guides are showing me there's something here about showing restraint or control. And maybe this is something that you've tried to exhibit in your life at the moment. And it may feel like, and again, don't shoot the messenger when I say this, you know, sometimes when we try to resist something, it feels a little bit boring. Okay, so you may be like, the humdrum of life may feel a little bit dull. And sometimes we seek drama. We're tempted to seek drama. That's a natural human trait, psyche. You know, I'm Scorpio, I'm drawn to the dark side too, you know, and of course we should allow ourselves in all moments to try and understand, but as long as it's not a detriment to yourself. They want you to be aware of that because you're very open. Okay, my beautiful Gemini, they want you to be, they're just showing me sort of protective energy, as in, not that you're in danger, absolutely not, but you know, sometimes people may form unhealthy attractions or unhealthy attachments to you in some way, or try to control you in some way because there's an element of you that's very carefree, independent, and unobtainable, and people try to tame you, or they have a yearning to pin you down. So just be mindful of that. I mean, they're literally showing me right now black tourmaline or black obsidian, just to sort of release negative energies that may have attached to you. And I don't mean in the spiritual sense. I mean, just, you know, we've all got that one friend that always takes, you know, and sometimes they bring you down a bit. And whilst you want to be a wonderful listener to people and a good friend, sometimes they drain your energy. So it can be like energy vampires in your world. So I'm not here to sell anything, but I'm sure you can find one of those at your local store. It's always good to source someone who works for themselves, got their own business, that sort of thing, rather than a big chain. But you know your own thing. Go for it however you want. So they're just showing me that. Just hold it for like, you know, couple of minutes just to sort of release that energy. That's something over the full moon eclipse that you're going to be experiencing. Now, the energy from the full moon eclipse is good for about 2 weeks. You'll feel it very intensely. And then after that, 4 to 5 weeks, you'll still feel a little bit, but it's less so, okay? So you're born to fly. Your guides want you to be aware. You're going to be very, very successful, or you're on a trajectory of success, and you need to acknowledge that. Now, we do have the Devil card. So the Devil card, as you can see, is a blockage. And we got the Hierophant here. So now, you may have noticed that in some areas of your life, you may feel you take a long time to commit to things. And that's okay. That's because you have that element of duality where you talk yourself into committing to something or somebody, and then you will equally weigh up the options and reasons not to commit to that thing, because you're not the sort of sign that tends to be pinned down. Now, when you fall in love, of course, you're committed 100%. When wherever your heart feels like home, you do not stray from that path, Gemini. I know a lot of people like Gemini, sign of duality, don't know what they want, a bit wishy-washy. That's not true at all. Okay, when your heart is invested, you're in 100%, 1,000%. Okay, but they're just showing me it takes you a long time to get to committing to something, and there may be some sort of blockage there, because it's almost like you question yourself, like, what if I make the wrong choice? Even if it's like you're committing to a long-term contract at work, whether you're, even if it's like you're changing energy providers, you're like, oh my gosh, am I making the right decision? I don't know if I can commit to this. There's something there that's in your genetic makeup. Don't worry about it. If it's something that it's been weighing on your mind, or you've been worrying about things, it's because you are learning well, first of all, you're learning your own personal truth, and you're also learning on how to get the best deal or take the right path, because the Justice card in this position tells me that sometimes you question yourself or doubt yourself about what is right. There's no right or wrong in this lifetime, of course, unless you're hurting another person. That's absolutely wrong. But it's about you trusting your intuition, and it will not lead you astray. We all have our destined path, and you are on the right path. They just want you to be aware of that. So if you're questioning something, but I'm going to pull a card on the Devil. Now, you're as you can see, we've got the one who flies, dare, do, reach, which means having the courage to, elevate or take a leap of faith. And then we've got the Devil card. So we've got that push and pull. So it's sometimes you want to jump into something and you're raring to go and you've got that courage, and then there's this little whisper that sort of, what if I fail? What if I fall? There's that like holding you back. So what they want you to be aware, your guides, they're really proud of the progress that you're making so far, but they want you to be aware that trusting your intuition, of course, is important, but there's a blockage here about failure or fear, and fear tends to be false evidence appearing real. Okay, as you can see, the Devil card is not an evil card. It basically is becoming aware of what holds us back, or how we hold ourselves back, because the Devil card is basically a brick wall along the major arcanas. We all go through each of the major arcanas in life. We all start off the Fool card, that bright spark in the world, hopeful, no expectations, just trusting that the universe will put us in the right place, and we just put one foot in the other, one foot in front of the other. That's how we approach life as a child, And then we move up, we move into different areas of the Magician. We become aware of our own personal power, and we start to build confidence and we recognize that we've got certain skills, that we can accomplish things, and we start to focus on what we truly desire in life as we mature. Then we get to the High Priestess. We stumble upon spirituality and start thinking about the more philosophical things, about the secrets of the universe and trusting our intuition. Then we hit the Emperor stage and we become really creative. Some of us have children, or we desire to settle down, but we seek abundance and we attract really wonderful things. And so you understand, we make our way forward. We all get to the Devil card at some point on our journey, which means we come up against a brick wall in our life, something that is holding us back. Now, it can mean that we are attached to repeating the same patterns or cycles with people, and you've got a Wheel of Fortune here. So they're indicating that if in the past you've gravitated towards certain people, that like certain relationships, and they all tend to go the same way, or you attract the same circumstances into your world, you could be emulating a pattern. It could be something from childhood, it could be ancestral wounding, but I feel like you're learning about it and you're releasing it. This is one of the things that you're releasing for that full moon eclipse. Now, we'll be running a free competition for one lucky subscriber to win a free personal reading. I'll let you know how to win it at some point in the reading, because some people are here for the reading only, some people are here for both. But this card, so I'm moving on now, this card basically represents becoming aware of what makes us feel scared. Now, human beings, our first thought is we've got an idea. it would be awesome if we could do this. Then we think, wow, we've got all the skills that we require to do this. And we start strategizing. When we get to the Emperor energy, we're like building a plan. And then we get to the Devil card and we're like, oh, but what if we fail? We start to doubt ourselves and we start to let fear enter the mix. So as you can see, the moon represents uncertainty. And also we got the shadow. So that's the shadow self, creating fear. But when we find the root problem, which is basically an innocuous pair of hands, it doesn't seem so scary. So when we find the root of what is making us feel blocked or preventing us from moving forward on something, whether it's commitment, whether it is, setting up your own business, whatever it is about becoming aware of the blockage. And the theatrical curtains make us realize that that fear is not real. It is an illusion that we have built and is preventing ourselves from moving forward. So they want you to identify your own your own blockage. Something that you know is your go-to comfort zone where you go, oh no, I'm not going to do that. Of course, stick to your principles and your morals, but if you feel like there's anything that you may be getting in your own way in your life, I feel like you're releasing that and it's becoming an easier time for you. I'm just going to pull a card on this Devil card for you. Thank you so much. Now, this could be someone who returns to you, okay? But they're also giving me, I'm only mentioning that because we have Mercury in retrograde, which is a return energy, people from our past returning into our present, and there may be a cycle. So whether this is an ex, or it doesn't have to be an ex. I know everyone says, no, Baba, I don't want the past. But it could be an ex, or it could be someone, it could be a friend that you always like, either you fall out, you struggle with that person, and you give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe you give them some advice and they never take it, and then they come back around again and again. It's like a pattern, a cycle, because we've got the Six of Cups in the reverse, okay? But they're also giving me that your dreams have value, okay? And they also want you to be aware that you're going to accomplish your dreams, whatever it is you set out to do, but don't have unrealistic expectations of yourself, because sometimes you put too much on your plate. You try to finish everything all of the time. You're always trying to do everything for everybody as well as yourself. Make some time for you, but most importantly, take on what you can. I always say, and back in the day, I was the same. Back in the day, I'd be like 10 things on this list that I'm going to do tomorrow. And then I'd look at the list the next day and go, I only accomplished 2 because the day just ran away with me. I had responsibilities, family responsibilities, work, everything just gets in the way. So they're just basically saying, have realistic expectations where you say you're going to accomplish 1 thing a day. That's really important in your progress to where you want to go towards a goal, just 1 thing. So it doesn't seem like a big old mountain to climb. And then you'll start to see movement, okay? Also, that Six of Cups in the reverse, you may have felt that there's been some sort of disappointment, or you feel there's some sort of unhappy memory from childhood is what they're showing me that has in some way knocked your confidence. Now, this could be being bullied, or it could be that you felt very alone on your path. They're indicating it's only fueling your success. It is making you stronger. And again, I feel like that's where the Centurion comes in. They're showing me how strong you are, how you've built a suit of armor against the world from a very young age in order to be self-reliant, in order to be self-sufficient, and be to battle in order to win. And you will win, whatever that is, okay? So whatever it is you're fighting for in your world, in your personal world, whether it's a raise, promotion, whether it's to get into a particular career path, whether it's for love, whatever it is, you will accomplish it, okay? But make sure you're aware of anything that's blocking you from accomplishing those goals, whether it's fear-related or a cycle that keeps reappearing in your life. It means it's time to learn the lesson, and your guides are aware. Your guides are actually saying that you're learning a lot of spiritual lessons. There's a lot of personal growth here. Also, your guides they're so proud of you for your determination and for your commitments. They're giving me the word commitment. It's interesting because this is something that maybe you struggle with, because they're so proud of your commitments and overcoming struggles, but at the same time, maybe deep down, committing to things has been a weak spot for you because you always seem to deep down want to get it right. But your guides want you to be aware that there's a sentence coming out, and I feel like it came out in the Cancerian reading as well, and that everything seems to be connecting to the Cancerian reading because that represents the moon. So it's like nothing ventured, nothing gained. Okay, so you've got what it takes to accomplish whatever it is you set out to do. Your guides. Okay, your guides are telling me that no matter what sector you work in or whether you're retired or what, they're showing me that people in high places are noticing you, recognizing you for what you do. So even if you're retired, it's almost like you, people still talk about you. You built a reputation for yourself. You've got a really good reputation. And if you're working at the moment, I feel like people in positions of power are noticing what you do, okay? Also, they're showing me, your guides are telling me what a wonderful friend you are. You're very good at listening to people. You give a lot of good advice. You're really great at good advice. And some of you may, you may be going into careers where communication is important. That's why I feel like your throat chakra is a little bit strained during this full moon period, because that's a sensitive area for you. It's one of your strengths, but when it hits to the full moon energy, we kind of like get into our vulnerability stages and our weak spots start to hurt, okay, or become a little bit weakened in some way. Now, the Hierophant also indicates faith, having faith. So I feel, well, your guides are actually saying have faith over fear, because this basically is your first card, fear, and, you know, of reaching great heights, because you're born to fly, okay, the one who flies. But there's fear here, and they're indicating have faith. It will take you to where you want to go. So your guides are indicating sometimes reach out to them and ask them for help. They're with you all the time, but they remain silent until they are asked for help. Only if you're in danger, immediate danger, will they rush in to sort of save the day or help you in some way. But if in moments where you're, having a moment of calm or having some sort of spiritual practice, meditation, call on your guides and they will be there. They will give you a sign. They want you to be aware that you're going to receive an omen in the next 4 to 5 weeks on something that you've been trying to establish or accomplish or find the truth about. They haven't given me what the symbol is yet, so perhaps they will. Okay, thank you so much. I'm so grateful. They haven't shown me exactly what the symbol is, but they just kind of gave me an indication, which was one of them is. So there may be a couple. Maybe they'll give them me more as we go through the reading. But they're just showing me like, it's like a circle with a hole in it. A circle with a hole in it. And it seems to be a white circle with a hole in it. Now, I do remember back in the day, this is how old I am, there used to be like a mint sweet or candy that had a hole in it. So it looks like that, what they're showing me. But it's like a white circle with a hole in it. So I don't really know what that means. Maybe it's a symbol of something. I'm going to have to look it up to see what it means. Maybe it just means that you're actually eating one of those mint candies right now, and I've mentioned it, so it may be corresponding like that. It could also mean that something, feels like it's missing, and you're going to find the missing piece over the next couple of weeks. Maybe something's... So I'm going to leave that there because that's quite tenuous. If I can't get it, Gemini, and I feel like I'm not really grasping what it is they're trying to give me, I'll always be honest and say, I can't grasp it. I'm not going to make it up for you. I'm not going to, so I'll leave that there. But the Hierophant also is about respect. You have a lot of respect for others, and, sometimes there are certain people in your world who do not respect you in the same way. So they want you to be more discerning about the company that you keep. They just said you're destined for great things. You're destined for great things. Now, some of you may be called into roles where you counsel people, give good advice, maybe even education or teaching, that sort of thing. There's something here about traditions as well, perhaps history. Maybe that's something that you've always been drawn to because you're always like a sponge. You have a real thirst for knowledge. So there'll be a certain period in time that you're drawn to, that you want to learn more about. And you may not really realize why you've been called to that. But they are indicating, and I rarely get messages like this, but they are indicating that this is a time period where you existed before. Okay, some people believe in reincarnation, some people do not. That's your call. But we all have free will, but what they're indicating here is that there is an energy establishment point. It's very clinical the way they're giving it to me. There's an energy establishment point that ties you to that period in time, the one that you feel drawn to. So maybe you're researching more about that, or maybe you're a history teacher or something like that. So please take it as it resonates. That's not going to resonate for everyone, of course, but maybe, I mean, we always look to history to learn from our past so that we don't repeat the future. So repeat it or repeat a cycle in the future. So maybe that's what they're trying to give me in a roundabout sense, about looking at your own personal path in this lifetime and not repeating, by learning lessons and not repeating a cycle. So maybe that's what they're trying to give me. The next card we have here is the one who avenges. Oh, I just noticed we got the Justice card. Look at that. Revenge outcomes justice. And we got the Justice card. So there is no accident that that card is covered by the Justice card. No accident at all. Your guides give you exactly the card that you're meant to receive. But what they're giving me here, your guides are telling me how you fight for what is right, fight for the truth. You're a real social warrior. They're showing me that you do, if you don't do volunteer work, then you're very charitable. You're always seeking and standing for what is right. You have a lot of integrity, a lot of honesty about you. Truth is everything, is what they're showing me. And you may have learnt not to take revenge because it's in the resistance position. So you're the sort of person who recognizes karma, takes revenge. I feel like you don't physically do that. That's something that you've always said to yourself, I'm never going to physically take any action. I'm going to let karma deal with it, or I'm going to let the universe deal with it. Because as you can see, the one who avenges, she's sitting back. And she's allowing karma, destiny. As you can see, all the tarot cards are falling on the floor. So it's almost like you can see that if anyone does you a bad turn, or is dishonest to you, or is challenges your life in a negative way on purpose to hurt you in any way, you know that they're going to receive karma. And you may even hear about it and be like, you know what, don't cross me, because you don't want what the universe is about to bring you. It's got nothing to do with me. So I feel like the universe has your back. Now, also, my beautiful Gemini, your guides are telling me that you work really hard, which is wonderful, but don't burn the candle at both ends, okay? It will catch up with you eventually, and you will burn yourself out. So they want you to be aware of that, okay? Also, you've got strong intuition. You can see through people's masks, okay? You're very good at judging the human psyche. Now, you're not the sort of person to judge people. I feel like you allow them to be their wonderful, authentic self, the good, bad, and the ugly. And that's what you like. You kind of enjoy that because you want to see all the facets of a human being. And not many people are willing to allow that to happen. So your guides are kind of like really proud of the way you conduct yourself. But just be mindful, as I said, of any energies that you feel are detrimental to your life, and maybe hold that tourmaline or things like that. They keep showing me like substances, so I have to mention it again. So it can mean that people who have repetitive cycles of alcoholism or things like that, so it's showing up for you again there. Now, some of you may also be called to positions in the justice or the legal system because of that social warrior within you. Some of you may be like fighting for the environment because they're pointing at I wish you could see what I can see. My guides are pointing at my t-shirt right now. I mean, we've even got like a horn outside there. It says, love our planet. Love our planet. So I feel that is something that really drives your soul, something you're really interested in. And you have a lot of wonderful ideas of how to make the world a better place. Now, Gemini, it is no accident that the Lover's card is actually a Gemini card, because it is about that sign of duality, about matching your vibration with another and that oneness, putting your heart and soul into everything and trying to make the world a better place. So I feel you try to be bonded to the good things in life and lead with your heart. Now, we also have the Wheel of Fortune. So there may have been a point of disruption in your life recently where you felt things were a little bit stuck in a rut, or you felt a little bit bored. They are indicating here, Now, this did come up in the Cancerian reading, okay? So they just want you to be aware of this. It's a sentence I think I've used 3 times now in the whole time I've ever been doing this. My guides gave me this sentence. It was very profound, maybe a couple of months ago, and they mentioned it the second time in the Cancerian reading yesterday for the full moon eclipse, and they're mentioning it again now. Don't drink poison just because you're thirsty. Sometimes we are tempted to bond ourselves to things when we're a little bit bored, okay? So, you know, I'm not pointing a finger at you, my beautiful Gemini, but in the past myself, even like I had an ex who was really not a very nice energy. I mean, he was on his own path, so, you know, he's doing his own thing, but, you know, it was very detrimental to my world and to me, and we're all taught lessons. I can never judge another person. I can hurt because it comes, if I'm feeling the energy sort of impeding in my world, then of course, but we all have choices to walk away and to sort of say, no, I don't want that in my life. But during periods when we would separate and nothing was going on, I was tempted like a moth to a flame to bring that drama back into my life. So they just want you to be aware of things like that. Don't drink poison just because you're thirsty, okay? That applies in all areas of your life, you know? But the Wheel of Fortune indicates that there is a turning point for you. There is some good karma coming here. There is some really good luck coming here for you. Also, they're showing me that any cycles that you have been bonded to or anything that has been negative, it's actually been cleared by this full moon eclipse, and you should feel lighter, okay? This whole full moon eclipse is about letting go. And there's a lucky break or something that you feel you're taking a gamble on works out perfectly. And they're also showing me that your destiny is either in the legal system, or you're doing something where you teach other people. I mean, it could be spiritually, you're helping other people. There's something here where you're extending, because they're showing me someone extending a hand. So it's almost like as you elevate, you will help others up as well. So no matter what it is you do, whether you're an artist, whether you work in the legal system or for this, the forces, whatever it is you work in, they're showing me you helping others up and teaching other people. I mean, some of you may be actually training other people in what you do in order to help them rise as well. But those who have crossed you in this lifetime, your guides want you to be aware that they will receive their karma, okay? And your third eye is very important. Please trust your intuition. You are a visionary. You see the future and you speak the future into being. You even think it into being. Your thoughts become things. So be mindful with, negative self-talk. It's important to shift that. They're actually showing me that you're going to go through a lucky cycle of events for the next 6 months. And that's not come out in anyone's reading. Next 6 months are going to be very, very lucky for you. Okay, now a lot of people, especially in the month of June, when I was doing the yearly charts, most signs got a tower moment. Okay, so that was telling me that there was a world event or something going on that would be surprising or shocking to us all, which means, something is upheaval or radical change. But I feel like you're actually prepared, and there's going to be a cycle of good luck for the next 6 months for you, okay? The Justice card indicates balance, harmony, and truth. Also, decision making. You may be someone who does a lot of... Now they just give me a sound and an image of an airplane. So either you can see an airplane, or there was one that flew low, or that you're planning a vacation or something like that. I mean, it could literally mean physically that you've been on a real journey and you've been at a bit of a low point on this journey, but you're about to elevate, you're about to rise, you're about to... there's evolution during the next 6 months for you that's actually really, really positive and something to look forward to. The Justice card also in this position, sorry, they were just showing me the image of the airplane. So, I mean, maybe you can see a picture of an airplane or you see an airplane, but it was quite low is what they were showing me. Anyway, I'll move on from that. The Justice card in this position does tell me that sometimes you struggle with decision making. Okay, but it's kind of good in a way because you give yourself time to make a decision. You give yourself time to think things through, okay? It's not an accident that the King of Swords is represented by Gemini, your energy, which is someone who thinks before they act. A lot of people think that Gemini is this rush in and crazy spontaneous energy, and you are spontaneous and a lot of fun to be with wonderful ideas. You're very passionate, creative, and your guides are telling me how exciting it is to be having a Gemini in someone's life. I know that. I got a couple. So you guys don't need to tell me that because I'm already aware of that. They're just telling me how lucky people are to know you, okay? Because you bring a lot of joy into people's worlds. You may not see it. Sometimes people may not feel like people appreciate you, but your guides are telling me that you are deeply appreciated in your circumstances. Now, the Justice card also gives me a sort of indication that you're entering a new cycle where you've released any karmic debt. Okay, so you're making space for good luck. There is a shift. You can even feel it, they said. You can even feel it. The balance is being readdressed. And anything that has been negative, whether you've been going through legalities or whether you came across someone who crossed you, was unfair, or betrayed you in some way, they're indicating that they will get their just desserts. Okay, there is good karma coming to you, and we're all being visited by karma for the next couple of years. I mean, it normally catches up with us in the end, but this is like a reckoning. The next 2 years is kind of like all the goodness that you put out is coming back, and all the negative that we've put out is also coming back, and it's about readdressing the balance. So just so you're aware, there's going to be, there's already a major shift in the world, but there's going to continue for the next couple of years. I feel like you're already preparing for those shifts, and you can feel like something is greater, something better is coming for you. We've also got the one who doubts. So yeah, your guides have already addressed that. Fear, weariness, trust. Now, you may have trust issues because someone has given or you cause to have trust issues, or you may have experienced, it doesn't have to be a person, it can be a circumstance. It could be someone at work who was, being sneaky behind the scenes, or it could be somebody who unfairly accused you of something, or it could be someone who lied to you or something. I feel, your trust issues, you're going to transform that. You're going to let those things go. It's almost like we're bearing witness to the wounds. The wounds will heal, but they've always forever left a mark. So you will remember the lesson that you take with you, and you will release the rest because it just holds you back. So you're going to feel a lot lighter after this full moon eclipse, okay? We've also got the one who creates. Creativity, originality, spontaneity. I already sort of got that energy coming out as well. You march to the beat of your own drum, and you're so creative. Your guides are telling me how talented you are, whatever it is you put your hand to. And they want you to stop with that image that you are master of none, because that's not true. The Emperor energy here tells me that you are the master, because you put all your heart and soul into everything you do. The master or the mistress. You put everything, your whole heart and soul, into something that you want to accomplish. So it's unfair for you to describe yourself in that way if you have in the past said that sentence about yourself. Remember, words are spellings. They're castings. That's why we spell words. They are spellings out into the universe. And what we say or what we think are utterings to what we create. Okay, so we are creating our own destiny. Also, they're showing me a telescope right here, right now in the water, as I'm scrying. They're showing me a telescope. So there's a vision that you have for the future. You're going to accomplish it. So they're showing me also that you're very farsighted. They keep giving me this energy that you're a visionary. So I feel like something in the future that you can already see as part of your destiny is going to be revealed to you, or it's going to show up in the physical plane. It's going to be tangible, they're saying, tangible. You're going to be able to touch it. Now, they're also indicating how you tend to do a lot of multitasking in life. You're always juggling stuff. Again, remember, try to find that balance, that midway point, because you don't want to burn yourself out. Also, I feel reciprocity is important. The amount of energy that you give people or scenarios, it's about getting back in equal measure. You'll know when you're being reciprocated in a situation or a circumstance when you feel good. when you feel all the effort that you put in and you're like, I feel great. It's like an energy exchange. You always meet that one person. You know, we've all got that one friend who tends to just take and take and take. And when you walk away, you think, why do I spend time with that person? I always feel low about myself when I come out. And, you know, I'll still keep going back to that person, but I'll protect myself and I'll recognize that they're in a pattern and I'm not there to facilitate that pattern, but I'm there to still be a good person. So you don't have to like cut someone out and sort of segregate yourself from that person, but by becoming aware of the pattern, you actually help yourself release it for yourself. Okay, we've also got the one who begins. We've also got a Page of Swords there. So some of you may be actually thinking about taking a new path in life or opening yourself up to a new idea, a new focus, and it's cause for greater investigation. So I feel like you starting all over is something that you will enjoy, and it's not something that is scary. Okay, it says here, launch, actualize potential. Your guides are telling me how much, you know, potential you actually have. You're capable of achieving whatever it is you set out to do, because you have that precision, you have that focus, you have that talent, you also have that work ethic. You're very hardworking and determined to succeed. Also, once you commit yourself, you're in the flow, you see it to the very end. Okay, also they're showing me lemons right now. There's no lemons in the cards. They're showing me lemons, so I guess they're showing me, you know what, this is the way that they just, because I'm having a conversation constantly with my guides as well as scrying in the water. When they gave me lemons, I was about to say, and this was me, I was about to say, when life gives you lemons, you are the sort of person that makes lemonade. But they actually checked me and said, no, don't get bitter, get better. That's what they are indicating here. So you're the sort of person who doesn't get bitter, you get better. So that's a wonderful energy to have. And they just, I wish you could see them, because they're just like, they want to hold you and tell you that, you know, you're on the right path, and that yes, it's been a struggle, but if you could see what you can see in the future, you'd be so proud of yourself. So they want you to be aware of that. Okay, so something that you're launching perhaps, or that you're thinking about launching, you may have to commit yourself to something long-term, but it may feel scary. They're indicating just take some time. One step at a time is fine. You don't have to accomplish everything in a day, Gemini. So have some patience and just, you know, take one step at a time. If you're setting up your own business, because we've got the Emperor there, if you're setting up your own business, this is just an example. You know, find out a strategy of how to do it. Look at somebody who's already doing something that you're trying to achieve, but of course you're going to have your own unique spin on it. You're doing it from your soul, but see their sort of strategy or their blueprint of how they do things so that you can learn. And then the next stage is setting up and learning from, you know, even reaching out to another person and saying, hey, I really, you know, really appreciate and respect your channel. If you're setting up, you know, a YouTube channel, for example, really respect what you're doing. Have you got any advice on the pitfalls that you found that, you know, you wish someone had told you to avoid? And, you know, you're just building like a bond and taking one step at a time in order to create something wonderful. So whatever it is you're launching, whatever it is you're transforming in your world is going to be very, very fruitful. They're indicating there as well. So you're beginning something new, and it could be, as I said, an idea, or it could be that you're relocating, or you're thinking about getting a new job, or, you know, maybe even, I mean, love does not seem to be your focus at this time. Although commitment, maybe you've been burnt in the past when you committed yourself long-term to love relationships, and you may have felt like the universe has not sent you the right person, and that you're still waiting. And you've boiled it down to like, I just want someone who's honest, someone who's kind, someone who does what is, you know, right, or does something, someone who leads with integrity. It's almost like you've stripped away all of your basic requirements in a relationship because you're so fed up of kissing a lot of frogs that you're like, you know what, I actually just want someone who just knows what they want and is just like honest, straight down the line, and says it, because I'm just fed up of this like game of life. That's what is coming through right now. That's all about to change in the future. For those of you who are not looking for love, because I don't feel love is really a focus of yours in the next 4 to 5 months, doesn't mean it's not happening or occurring for you, but I feel like your focus is elsewhere. It's about your personal growth, your spirituality, and being a bit more philosophical about your place in the world and where you belong and what is right for you, which path is right. We've got the Death card, which symbols change, major transformation. We've already established that there's going to be a huge transformation in your world that brings something better, something more successful or enjoyable or exciting. Your destiny is like being revealed to you, as it were. As you can see, the cockerel there is cultivating their land, cutting any dead wood out of their space in order to have a more healthier growth. Now this is a Scorpio card, the Death card. So this symbolizes you shedding things and people and places that are no longer necessary on your path because they've created some sort of cloud over your happiness with that sun card, that sun image right there. So you're becoming aware of what needs to go and what needs to sort of stay. Also, we got the Emperor there. So this is about a plan. You're really good at analyzing things. You've got incredible intellect. Your guides are saying how intelligent you are, how knowledgeable you are, but also you're not afraid to reach out to people for advice when you need it. So you don't have that ego, okay? You're willing to learn. Also, the Emperor energy indicates you will dominate whatever sector you decide to work in. You will become the master. So if that's something you're trying to achieve, that is something that is achievable and you will accomplish it. The Emperor energy is like a card of strategy, building towards success, having that power or empowerment within your world. Also, if you've lost, your motivation or you felt really stagnant in some area of your life, you felt like nothing was working, this is about movement forward, sudden progress, avoiding any pitfalls and, finding that energy to overcome the obstacles. So the Emperor energy signifies success and power, but also order, okay? Being rational. So I feel like sometimes you have a head over heart battle, okay? So with your emotions and your mind, and you've got a very powerful mind, my beautiful Gemini, and sometimes that wins over your heart because and what I mean by that is in terms of trusting your intuition or trusting your heart. I mean, even when you were younger, I feel like you engaged with your goals and your dreams, but as you got older, you started to wonder, should I maybe go into this route in terms of business just because it makes sense or it would make more money or all of those things, and maybe I should just mature a little bit. Your guides are saying, listen to your heart, okay? Do what is right for you. Do where your heart calls you to go in life, because we cannot just exist with just following our head or our brain. We have to engage our soul. Otherwise, we will feel empty and we look back and have made the wrong choices. So they want you to be aware of that. Now we got the Two of Swords. So there's that energy of stalemate, indecision, having to make a decision about something or considering your options. So they are showing me here that a decision or you have to maybe even make a compromise on something you've been thinking about for a while, but it brings radical change. This stagnant period is going to end and bringing you luck for the next 6 months. The Five of Wands is a card of having to fight for something. There may have been competition along the way. A lot of people think the Five of Wands is all about conflict, and it can mean conflict, but it's almost like you enjoy challenging yourself. Life is a challenge, and there's some good battles and there's some bad battles, and it's about recognizing the battles that are worth fighting for. So the Five of Wands tends to mean that you are in training for something. So some of you may be like, training for a job that pays more money, or you could be, you could be being trained currently by the school of life, of hard knocks, and you're coming out the other side. The next card up is the Six of Wands, which is about success, overcoming any adversity, accomplishing something that was very hard to accomplish in the first place. So I feel like you've been going through a battle, and I feel like you are winning. Okay, I feel like you are actually, the Five of Wands is about, it's almost like a card that reminds you that ideas that you brainstorm, they may seem crazy in the moment, so you ignore them. But then tomorrow, they're like the best idea ever. They're brilliant and so unique and so different to anything that anybody's ever thought about that you're like, why didn't I do this before? So I feel like you've got a strong imagination and you're intrigued by so many different things. you don't limit yourself is what your guides are indicating. So, you know, please appreciate any ideas that come from left field and what they might have to offer. I feel also you're the sort of person who includes everybody. You're very, you honor each other's differences. You acknowledge that your thought process and someone else's process completely different, and that they're entitled to disagree with you and vice versa. Everybody is different. So that's what makes the world interesting and exciting, because we're all unique. We're all different. We've all got different thoughts and different ideas and different beliefs. And you love that about the world, because it makes the world like a hot pot of excitement and intrigue and mystery. So I feel your guides are really like, they really enjoy your open-mindedness is what they're showing me as well. Now we got the Queen of Pentacles. Your hard work will pay off. Whatever it is you're trying to achieve, you will multiply your finances, your commitment, and your tenacity. You will create a lot of abundance and prosperity in your lifetime. Also, some of you may be very concerned with the home space as we move through the full moon eclipse energy for the next 2 weeks. Some of you may be thinking about doing DIY or shifting furniture around to create space or new energy into your life. But you may also feel like you have family responsibilities that you have to focus on before everybody. It's almost like you're meeting everybody else's needs before you meet your own. Try to find that balance, because your guides are indicating you can't function if you've got no energy left for you. Okay, so burning the candle at both ends, very important to remember. I mean, of course, help everybody out that you can. Your generous spirit wants to do that anyway. But make sure you ground yourself and be resourceful with your time, your energy, and your resources as well. Now, also Queen of Pentacles is a money maker, someone who multiplies their money. So your strategy, you're changing your strategy, or you're doing something differently, brings a lot of finances in, okay? They're also showing me here that you're very honest, and your hard work, honesty, you will build comfort. Some of you are actually saving for a home, or you may be about to complete on a home and find that there is competition for that home or that apartment. You're capable of protecting it and buying it yourself. Some of you are actually saving for a home, and that is your focus at this time, to work really hard to make money. It's not your primary focus, but because it is an important focus, it may mean that you don't have resources to go off spending frivolously on going out, and that's why it may be you feeling a little bit stuck in a rut, like, oh, I haven't left myself much to enjoy myself because I'm focusing on saving in another area of my life, okay? But they want you to be aware that you can find a way to enjoy yourself by, you know, some sort of creating balance. Like, you don't have to, everything that you can enjoy doesn't always require money, is what they're kind of saying there as well. Now, also they're showing me, your guides are showing me how nurturing and caring you are for people. You are the sort of person, when you talk to somebody, you really listen to what they have to say. You're not looking over their shoulder to see if there's anyone more interesting in the room. You really invest in people, and that's what's so likable about you. When people spend time in your energy, Gemini, you're fully present in that time with them, and you always tend to make people feel special, and you're rememberable. Everybody remembers you, Gemini. That's what they're showing me. Nobody forgets. You're a very hard person to forget because of your, you light up the room. They just said you light up the room, and you give your time and your energy to people. You're so personable. Okay, you're really, you know, people really warm to you, and that is one of your superpowers as well. That will help you in whatever area of life you want to, whatever area of life your calling is. We've also got Six of Pentacles. You've got such a generous heart. And again, there's this energy of you doing charity work or helping out, maybe even volunteer work. You're the sort of person who fights for social justice, fights for what is right. You like things balanced and even in the world. You understand that there is, you know, gray areas and things like that. But I feel like you are there to create balance. And you're very fair. They're saying you're very fair. So it's not often that you lose your temper, is what they're showing me. But when you do, it is fair. someone has obviously pushed your buttons to the point where it's breaking point. And you don't want to get to that position. Nobody does. But they're just showing me that you try to hold off from that. Whenever you've got some spare money, they're showing me that sometimes you give to charity, and your guides are like, they're so excited and sort of proud of you. They're always beaming because you're not giving to like virtual signal that, oh, look at me, I'm a good person. You're the sort of person when nobody's looking, you help out, and your guides are looking, and that is going to really, that stands out. They're just saying how much that stands out. Also, they're telling me that there's some really good news coming in the next 4 to 5 weeks for you. Some sort of gift from the universe. Now, this is something you've been committed on working towards. There is a wonderful, out of the blue, there's a really great message that really lifts your spirits and shows you that actually you are the master or the mistress of something that you've been multitasking on. They're just showing me it's going to make you smile. You're going to have a big old smile from ear to ear. Okay. Now we've also got Page of Swords. So that's your curious spirit. Your guides are telling me, well, I know that already about the Geminis in my life, but they're just showing me how curious you are and how you seek adventure, but also new ideas. You like to keep things interesting in life, and that's what always keeps you moving forward. You like to investigate things. I know they always say Scorpios are the great investigators of the zodiac, but you're hot on the heels of a Scorpio. I feel like you are very good at investigating things as well, but it's only if it truly sparks your interest, because you're the sort of person, you haven't got time for that. If it doesn't really speak to your soul, you're not really focused on it at all. Okay. Now with the Page of Swords, pages, they tend to bring news. So there's some sort of communication that's coming on in here for you in the next 4 to 5 weeks, that it's either a new job or it's something that you've been thinking about doing, something that you've been calculating to see whether it would work or not. And you're eager to get going on it, but you've been calculating it before you actually action it. So they're showing me that your calculations are right, and you will get the go-ahead on something, and it's going to make you beam from ear to ear with a smile. Okay, the Page of Swords tends to connect to the intelligence, and you are an air sign, of course, so very intelligent, very powerful mind. Your thoughts become things. Any ideas, pay close attention to them, because with the right energy behind them and the right commitment which you have, they're going to be very successful. You're going to accomplish great things. So, but there's some sort of news that comes in that's really exciting. Now we got the Nine of Swords. So it's almost like, you know, whenever I see something good in the cards, and then I see a Devil card, and then I see a Nine of Swords, it's almost like as soon as things start going in your world the way that you're hoping for, or they go really well for you, Gemini, it's almost like you're like, okay, where's the sneaky bit that goes wrong? It's almost like you're always preparing yourself for something to go wrong. So I would, I'm going to pull a card on the Nine of Swords because they're showing me a little bit of anxiety. Okay, so let me just see what that is. Now, if there's something new that you're trying to create in your world, I would say this is saying go slow, caution, investigate things fully, like contracts, especially since we've got the Justice card. So if you're buying a home, for example, I mean, get that home checked right out by all the professionals to make sure there's nothing there like damp or anything people are trying to hide, you know, things like that when they try to sell property. But it also could be if it's a new job or something like that, check the contract, because we've got a Justice card and it's in the reverse position, which tells me that there is something that could be unfair or could lead to problems in the future if you don't investigate it further. So I would check that out. So the Nine of Swords is kind of like a caution, you know, card. We got the Nine of Cups. So they're actually showing me that you're always prepared, that when things start going really well and you're getting everything you wish for, sometimes you're wondering, okay, where's the bad thing? Where's the bad thing? Because you've been formed on a journey that has been very difficult. And they're showing me that you've almost like acclimatized yourself in life to expect the worst, when really you're about to receive the best. So be mindful of catastrophizing, because sometimes, as I said, thoughts become things. When we think of the worst scenario all the time, then we call the worst scenario into being. So positivity is important, but you're the sort of person who's quite, you're very positive. The Nine of Cups indicates all your desires are being met by the universe. It's taken a long time, but there is an achievement of desire here. And I feel like this is about everything that you've worked hard for. You know, being proud of yourself. Look at that person. They've accomplished all of these 9 cups. They're gleaming. They're all gold. And he's sitting there right in the center like, yeah, I created this. I did this. So be proud of your accomplishments. You're going to be satisfied. You're going to be proud of yourself. They want you to be aware that you are jack of all trades and master of all of them. Okay, they want you to be aware that there is a life of pleasure. The good life is on its way for you, and embrace it. You deserve it. Okay, I'm just going to get some final cards before we close the reading. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Great Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Gemini? What do they need to know? Can you please guide them for their highest good? What are they meant to see? Thank you so much. They want one more? Thank you so much. I'm truly grateful for the messages so far. Thank you. So we have Jaguar, Old Soul. We have Dolphin Play, and we've got Hawk Messenger. So definitely message coming on in here for you, as I said there. But this is something that perhaps you've had your eye on, because hawk is a bird of prey. This is something that you've been working towards, or I mean, it's another element of you flying, elevating. So something that is going to take you further, or there's going to be progress, elevation, evolution. This is something that you're going to hear some news on, and they just gave me the word randomly, successful, the word successful in the water. It says here, Spirit is sending you messages. Now they are showing me a triangle, golden triangle, and right down the center is a line. I feel like that connects, that's air, right? Air. So it must be an idea or something. I mean, they're showing me the symbol triangle with a line down the center. It's golden. I mean, you got a circle with a hole in it a moment ago. What is this? You're going to get all of these shapes as an indication from Spirit. Okay, a triangle with a line down the center, it looks like, and it's golden. So it could be a golden opportunity. I mean, it's a signifier. It could be, they're actually showing me, it could be embossed on a business card or on a billboard. It could be about all elements in balance. It may be a logo of a company. It could be maybe you got a tattoo of that somewhere. So please take it as it resonates. It's not going to resonate for everyone, that is for sure. But they want someone to pay close attention to the symbol. You could see it on the side of a bus, on a billboard, on an envelope. Please look out for that, okay? It signifies a great opportunity or something you've been keeping your eye on to try and achieve, accomplish, swoop down and snatch above the competition sort of thing. And it means you're going to get it. So it says here, Spirit is sending you messages. Open your greater vision to see the signs. That's what I was talking about, your third eye chakra, okay? Keep that wide open. Focus on your priorities and eliminate distractions. You have a bright future. Let yourself ascend to new heights. So elevation is key, and everything. I want to say the word my gosh, I can't say it. I want to say the word everything. But all I keep saying is elevate. Elevate. So that's something that's definitely occurring for you in the next couple of weeks. I mean, in general, it is. You're on the right track. We've also got Dolphin Play, okay? And it says, swim in the happy joy of living. Inhale confidence and exhale fear. Dive into your wisdom and go with the flow. So that's about finding that work-life balance, Nobody can just exist on working alone and not having something to really like energize by connecting to other people or finding something you enjoy doing. So remember, that dolphin spirit is important. It's always very playful, but also very intuitive. Dolphins, they have that sonar. So it's almost like you're prepared. You feel the undercurrent of things. So trust that intuition. It will not lead you astray. And we've also got Black Jaguar, Old Soul. Look at that beautiful, beautiful creature there. Those eyes. Oh my gosh. Drop. If I had a mic right now, Gemini, I would drop that mic right there. I would do it right now. Okay. But I do have a mic and it's way over there and I'm not going to grab it because then you wouldn't hear me. So let's leave it like that. There's your circle. The white circle with the hole in the center. I mean, there it is. Okay. They just said, it's so interesting because I just did a Pisces reading and I saw antlers at the beginning of the reading, and then right at the end they gave me an elk and said, there's your antlers. And then as this dropped, as I went to pick it up rather, they said, there's your circle. So there's that white circle. It's got some little yellow bits in the side, golden, but there's a hole in the center. So I mean, that is magnetism. As you can see, that is like a magnetic portal almost to another dimension. So I feel like you're actually ascending in a way that you can never have thought possible in such a short space of time. But it says here, you walk through life with confidence and grace. You have the power from beyond the world. Focus on what you really want. You can create your dreams. You know it, Gemini. You know it. I saw it. They showed me the image, and now it's on this card that just popped out right at the end. So you may see a symbol like that, whether it's bigger or smaller. You may see it in your waking life, physical. It may be on a billboard or a magazine. It could be a symbol. So just be mindful of that. Okay. Now, just move on. Any further messages for my beautiful Gemini, what they need to know? Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Great Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Gemini? Any further messages? What would you like them to know for their highest good? What are they meant to see? Ooh, that's quite a lot. Okay, I mean, the first card is Power Animal. I feel like they're calling you to that old soul energy. So we have quite a few things they would like to stay still. Power Animal. And it says, connect with your spirit animal to carry their wisdom and power. Pets, working with animals, instinct. You're very instinctual. You've got a lot of intuitive gifts. Use them. I feel like they will take you exactly where you want to go. Oh my gosh. They said another circle. I mean, it's not the same circle, but circles are obviously important here for you. We've got beauty. They want you to be aware as well, having confidence about what you look like, because sometimes you don't give yourself credit. And you're beautiful both inside and out. It's not about aesthetics, but I feel like people are going to be noticing you. You are very attractive, and you're going to start to notice people noticing you, okay? It says here, true beauty lies under the surface. To find it, you must travel within. Empress, shine your light, be yourself. You can be nobody else, and that is your superpower. It's number 11, which is the Justice card. It's also about balance, harmony, and your soul path. You came into this lifetime in the body that you're in. Honor and love yourself because you are beautiful, okay? We've also got partnership. So if someone's looking for partnership out there, it's definitely coming on in. If you're in a partner, then in a partnership, then you're developing even deeper spiritual connection with your person. But also, there could be business partnership coming in too. It says here, someone will have an incredible impact on your success. Power couple, business partnership, alliance. Okay, with the Hierophant, as I said, I think I mentioned it, you know, people in high places noticing you. And if I didn't, I should have. So, because I do feel like there is an element of all eyes being on you. So I'll rewind the video. Maybe I didn't mention it, but it definitely connects to that card. We've also got in alignment. You're vibrating at a frequency that matches your soul's intention. You're awake, living your truth and your best self. Okay, and if it hasn't felt like that for a long time, it's about to change. We've also got divine masculine. So that's the Emperor energy, divine masculine. And it says here, be willing to take risks, but remain unattached to the outcome. Structure, take charge, action, a man. So you're going to, something that you've taken the initiative to achieve or create. I feel like you're right on target. You're going to attract that. We've got frozen in time. Close the door to the past. Don't let it have any more of your energy. Can't move on. Attachment, no change. So you're closing that door to the past. That's a very important one. We've also got self-reflection. Steer your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors in a healthy direction. Solitude, soul-searching, wisdom. So definitely all about the healthy direction for you with this full moon eclipse energy. Vulnerability. Being vulnerable is the only way your heart will feel true pleasure. Fears, worry, exposed, fragile. It takes a lot of courage to be vulnerable, to open yourself up, to acknowledge your fears, to acknowledge that you're only human and that you're overcoming many forms of obstacles that we all go through. And it takes a lot of strength. And you've got that built in within you, okay? So embrace the changes and open your heart to all the abundance that is coming towards you. And finally, we've got, if we wonder often, the gift of knowledge will come. So that's why I feel like you're very open-minded. You are willing to wander to different worlds, to different cultures, to different areas, to different sources of knowledge that you can build, you know, and inform yourself in a really wonderful way. But if we wonder often, the gift of knowledge will come, because wondering, we open ourselves up to something other outside ourselves, and it can only give us knowledge. And knowledge is the key, as well as following our heart. Knowledge is the key to embracing each other as a whole, understanding each other on different levels where we become one. Okay, thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Great Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Gemini? What else do they need to know? Can you please? Oh, things are getting complicated with this deck. This is the Personal Power Oracle deck. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Great Angels. Ooh, and one more. They want one more? Okay. We have, I am sacred. Your body is a temple. And of course, if you have walked a difficult journey in the past where you have experienced, intense connection to alcohol or substances and things like that, I feel like you have awakened and you are going through a spiritual process where you are connecting to a higher source and implementing healthier routines for your body. You are sacred. We've also got I am happy, star energy there. So this is about seeing the positive, and you will be happy. You will literally be smiling from ear to ear. We've also got I have permission. Allow yourself to fly. Release any fear and let it go. That definitely connects with the moon energy, but it also connects to the competition that I'm going to be doing in a moment. And I am supported. The universe has got your back. Okay? The universe has got your back. And it's number 9. Your wisdom has been given to you for a reason. Now, I'm just going to go and get a ruin before we close. Excuse me. I just want to see if I got 3. 1, 2, 3. I got my eyes closed, so I have to just make sure I got 3. Yeah. I'm just going to feel them before I look at them to see what I'm getting from them. Okay. So this one in particular, I'm just feeling like there's a new beginning with this one. New beginning. They're showing me a starter's mark. So either you're getting started on something. They're showing me, like in the races, like it's like athletics in the Olympics and things like that. They're on a starter's block mark, and someone's about to like start the race. That's what I'm seeing. So I'm going to have a look at it now. Okay, so that's potential. So this ruin in particular is the hero ruin. So being the hero or the heroine of your own story, having the potential to be free to connect and accomplish anything you set out to do. This can also be that you're starting something new, and there's a real milestone in your life that you're acknowledging. It's a very positive ruin. I really love that one. Okay, with this one, I'm just seeing like yellow. I'm just seeing yellow. So either a color, okay, I'm gonna look at it because I'm just seeing yellow. Okay, so yeah, that makes sense. It's the sun. Victory, clear vision. This is about achievement, accomplishment, but make sure you get rest, okay? Because you can burn yourself out when you get this particular ruin. Yeah, so this is a really positive one. Victory, success, that sort of thing. And finally, okay, they're actually showing me the Lover's card with this, literally the Lover's card. That's you, Gemini. So maybe it's something to do with you or your ego or your soul. So I have to look at it and see what I get. Okay, this is actually a ruin of partnership. So that's why they're showing me the Lover's card. So this is about love, gifts. They want you to be aware that you are a gift, but this is also good fortune, okay? Fortune favors the brave. And I feel like if you're looking for a divine union, there is one coming in. If you're in a divine union, then I feel like it only gets deeper. But there's some really good fortune coming towards you, some prosperity, because it does connect to the Wheel of Fortune, that ruin as well. So I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates in this reading for you. If it does, please like and subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press a little bell that lets you know when I update my next message. It lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is very important for me. Also, if you'd like to be in the chance to win a free personal reading, all you have to do is write 5 things on a list or on a piece of paper that you would like to release. Things that you would like to release from your life, whether that's anger, resentment, anxiety, whether it is low self-esteem, shyness, maybe it's a pattern, a cycle that you're in with a person, maybe it's an ex, whatever it is that you want to release, write 5 things down on a piece of paper and find a creative way to disperse of it. So maybe some of you may feel compelled to go outside safely, do a burning ritual and release it, or maybe you want to rip it up and cross town and put it in a trash can across town so it's away from you. Find a creative way for you to release that load, and you will feel lighter, okay? Now, in the comments box below, just put this sentence: I've let it go, now I'm in the flow. And I'll gravitate towards one lucky subscriber on the 28th of June, and I'll announce the winner's name in a video upload only, okay? So I'll leave it there, my beautiful Gemini. Thank you so much. I hope this helped in some way, shape, or form, and love and light.